Hello and welcome to this new video, and in this video I will talk about time management and how I time manage. Also, so just a briefer about what I do in a day. So I also go to the college. I do a full stack job. I am currently doing a dark challenge where I hit the gym daily. I also manage my learning schedule of Go. I also do some meetings and yeah, stuff like that, and some urgent tasks while managing my family stuff and my assignment and exams. Every single thing without failing at any of them. So, uh, now let's continue with the topics. I will share 10 pointers in this video which will going to help you to manage your time well. These are not some hard-coded rule that you should be following, but these are just a pointer that you can use and improve your time management game. Because the more you will experiment, the more you will be close to your time management things. At the end, you are a human, you will make mistake. I also do. So the only goal here is you need to at least follow 80% of your schedule, which is the good enough criteria to do your task on a compound. If you at least following 80% of your schedule, then you will see a pretty good compound effect after 2 or 3 months or some weeks. Alright, so I will start moving in this video by the first point is understanding your routine. So what does this mean? You need to understand one thing, that you should have some fixed criteria in your 24 hours. Like the first one is waking up. Suppose you wake up at 6 a.m. and you go to sleep at 10 p.m. Alright. Now, since you have fixed two things, now what you can do is you can assign rest of your tasks in your day, some variable tasks that take amount of different duration. So you can assign them when you know that when you are waking up and when you are sleeping. Suppose someday you woke up at 9 a.m. So what you can do is you can remove some unnecessary tasks, and I will also tell you how you can remove them in the coming topic. Suppose you wake up at 9 a.m. So what you can do, you can remove one task and follow rest of your tasks, but still sleep at fix 10 p.m. because you need to fix at least of one of the parameter, or I would say both of the parameter, because your sleep is at what time you sleep is directly proportional to at what time you wake up. So if you're sleeping at 10, you will wake up at 6. What I usually do is I fix my sleep time. If I am unable to sleep, then I fix my wake up time. Suppose I was sleeping pretty late for a week. I am sleeping at like 2 or 3. Now suddenly I have to go to college at 6 in the morning. So what I will do, I will fix my waking up time, and the next day my sleep time will also be fixed. So all you need to focus on is on a daily basis fix one of the criteria, either the sleep time. If you are a person who can sleep at any time irrespective of whatever time you have woke up. So, and if you are a person who cannot fix the sleep time like mine, you can fix up a waking up time. So that will actually help you plan your next the whole day. And also a tip, whenever you wake up, give at least 5 to 10 minutes to plan your day and to actually reflect what exactly you have to do in a day, and set some goals to complete your day, because this actually helps you feel better when you are going to bed. And also you do a lot of tasks that you suppose not to be doing today, or probably be procrastinated because it was in your head. So I really advise you to do that the first thing in your morning. Now let's move on to the second chapter, which is Eisenhower matrix. So this is how the Eisenhower matrix looks like. It has 4 Qs: urgent and important, not urgent and important. Then the third one is urgent and not important, and the fourth one is not urgent and unimportant. So what are these 4 Qs? We divide a task in these 4 queues. These are the 4 priority level: Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Now what will happen when you have a certain task at Q2? You will give it a priority of 2 and you will do it after you are done with the Q1. So we follow the schedule so that you can do your most important task first and the least important task, if you have time, at the end. The fourth task is something, if you are not doing, it is not going to affect that much of your life, but the Q3, Q2 and Q1 are directly affecting your life. So let me give you an example of things. The Q1 contains usually deadline, emergency, client issues, company work. Q2 is planning, exercise, learning, building a skill. The Q3 is interruptions, certain meetings, notifications, and Q4 is scrolling, social media, gaming, gossip, and stuff like that. In the Q1, it is also there like college, attendance, and stuff. You can add whatever priority you have and you can fill the matrix. It's a really simple matrix to fill in. In the coming chapter, I will tell you what is the benefit of these Eisenhower matrix, and also you don't really have to be so paranoid about every single thing. You just have to have this priority level in your head. It can have 4 priority, it can have 3 priority, it can have 5 priorities. Like it can have 5 queues or 3 queues, whatever you want. You can totally customize it. This is what standard Eisenhower matrix looks like, and it's followed widely for usual time management and planning. So I will move on to the next thing, which is time blocking. Time blocking looks something like this. These are the blocks of time. What you exactly do is you divide your 24 hours into the 1 hour block, and then suppose you want to do X amount of tasks which takes suppose 2 hours. So this is a block for 2 hours. Alright, let me draw some diagrams and add some tasks, and you will understand how the time blocking works. Alright, so we have 3 tasks. This one is of 2 hours. This one is 1 hour, and this one is of 3 hours. Alright, suppose this is where you wake up, and this is where you sleep. Alright, let me zoom in so you can see. This is where you sleep, this is where you wake up. We have 3 blocks of 2 hour, 1 hour, and 3 hour. So what will happen is, suppose you have aligned them in this priority. You will do one task after another, and then you will have 1 hour of break. Now suppose your mom comes in and she says, alright, here. She says, okay, you need to go to the shopping here. Suppose you got an urgent task and also an important task of priority 1, that she said you supposed to be going to the shopping and you need to do it because she is your mom. She can kick you out of the house. So what you will do, your this 2 hour block, you will not cancel this thing. Suppose it's of 2 hours of a coding session. It's also equally important, but it's not urgent to do. So what you will do is you will move this block and you will put it somewhere here, because you have the breather space. Or if you are not having breather space, you will remove this and add this directly after the 3 hour of work. So you will be able to do the shopping, and also you can move this thing around as well. You can move this thing earlier as well, and so on and so forth. Suppose 1 hour is for your gym. Alright, and then this 3 hour is for suppose client meet. Alright, so this thing cannot be moved, so you will put it here. Suppose you got another task somewhere here, so what you will do, you will move your gym timing here. And suppose this is too close to your gym time, so what you will do, you can do coding later, but you cannot go to the gym later because it will be closed. So you will move this block here and this block somewhere here. See, the point is you need to keep your time blocks flexible so that you can move them around, so you don't really have to cancel any of the plan. I will show you my time block, and there is also an app called TickTick. You can use Notion calendar, you can use your phone calendar, you can use Google calendar, you can use Microsoft To Do. There are tons of apps. I prefer using TickTick because it have all of the features which I really want. So let me show you. This is how my time blocking looks like. Suppose I want to shoot a video here, so I will add this block and I will share time management video. Alright, after this I will probably learn Go. I have added a time breather to process if something is late, so I won't be overlapping things. So suppose I want to complete my REST API project. I actually have this task already, so I will delete this one and I go to my this programming one, Go language, and I will have this REST API project and I will make the due date today. And now I will go back to my calendar again, and you can see the due date is here. The REST API project is here. So I will drag it up, and I know it will probably take me approx 45 minutes. So I have added a 45-minute block. Now I also have another things going on here, like upper body, hybrid workout. I have to take creatine at 6. Suppose I don't want to go to the gym at 6:30. I want to go to the gym earlier, so I will shift it to the 6:50, and I will make only this occurrence to be earlier because I really wanted to go gym earlier. So I will actually make it 6. And I will shift the creatine, and I will take creatine at not 5:45. I will take it on 5:50 because it doesn't really take that much of time. So 5:55 actually. Alright. So you can see. So you can see how I'm managing my time here. And if I zoom in like this, a little more zoom in, so you can see the blocks clearly. Now what will happen is, suppose I got a block somewhere around here. Suppose I had to take a shower here. Now what is happening? Two things are overlapping. So now what I will do, I can do this thing later. Now I realize I realize I have to do some other task here as well. Suppose I need to do a client meeting here. So what will happen is, I got an urgent client meeting, I added that here. Now I can learn this thing somewhere here as well, because it doesn't really matter. Even I can learn REST API project after my gym, because it won't take that much time and I can do it afterwards. So this is how I manage my usual time. If I show you a big view of my work, you can see I do a lot of things, because you cannot really trust your memory at the end, because if you're trusting your memory, what will happen is you will forget. I will also cover why you should not cover. Let me clean up things. And I don't have a client meeting, I don't have time management. Time management video is going on, so what I can do is I can start focus off, start stopwatch. Right, this is also covered in the next video, and I will do this REST API project somewhere here. Alright, so I manage my time here. Now I will move on to the next pointer. The next pointer is the percent to follow minimum. So what I mean by that, so when you're building this system, you need to keep one thing in your mind, that you need to follow a minimum percentage of your schedule, because if you're not following, then it will become your memory, and you will not follow your schedule. You will not follow your schedule if normal things are happening. Suppose you started to ignore your schedule, what will happen is you will create a muscle memory of yours of ignoring the schedule. So you need to keep this system or this muscle memory intact. So you need to follow your time schedule. That's why we are making this super flexible, so that you can move things around and you will complete your task at the end, because by doing this you are making a muscle memory that you follow your schedule. And the more you will do, the more you will be great at time management. I also flop at my time management a couple of times, almost every other week, and I still try to complete it. So what exactly happens is, if I want to show you a graph, so let me zoom in and let me show. Suppose we have a line for 8 hours of sleep. This is our line of 8 hours of sleep. Now if I made the schedule, what will my progress look like? Before following this time schedule, I used to sleep at somewhere at 5 a.m. and waking up at 2 in afternoon and stuff like that. Now I am following my 8-hour schedule. Now what is happening is, I am waking up. This is the 8-hour line. Now someday I'm sleeping at 8, 7. The next day I'm sleeping at 8. The next day I'm maybe sleeping 9. Then another day I'm sleeping really 4. And then another day 9, 10, 9, 10. Like this is going something like this, but it is still better than sleeping at 5 and I am sleeping for 4 hours. Like suppose this is our 8 hours mark here. So what was happening with my previous schedule, that suppose I was sleeping at inconsistent times. Someday I'm really sleeping 12 hours, someday I'm not even sleeping. This is going on, something like this. Alright, so I'm barely following my schedule here. You can see there are too many highs, too many lows, and there is the consistency. If you go to my website and go to this blog, you will see one thing, that when I started, I was sleeping for 9 hours and 4 minutes, then 6 hours, then 6 hours, then 5 hours. See, there are variability, but slowly I'm moving towards my goal, which is 8 hours, 7.38, 6.48. See, it's inconsistent, but it at least is consistent in a way that it is moving towards my goal, like 6:49, then 6:48, 8:36, 7 hours of sleep. Slowly, I've upped my schedule yesterday, so it's 4:40, then 8 hours, then 10 hours. See, it is slowly moving towards my goal. So this is really matter. You need to follow a certain percentage of your schedule, because if you do that, you will start to develop this muscle memory in your mind, and the better the muscle memory, the more you will tend to follow your schedule. The more you will follow your schedule, the more work and efficiently work you will do, and will help you achieve every single of your goal. Now let's move on to the next thing, is planning every day. It is really necessary that you plan every day when you wake up. If you go through my winter schedule, what I do most of the time when I wake up early, suppose at 6 or 7, then I do the first thing when I know what I have to do in a day. Then I open Tick and I start to plan out things. I figure out some things that I have to do today. Suppose I have to do some backend development, I have a client meeting, I have to do some coding part. Then I will take these 4 or 5 tasks, major parts, not every single small thing like I have to go to the shower, I have to have food. Don't add those things in your schedule because they are the variable things. They are the things that you do daily, and they are the things you are doing for a very long time. You don't really need to add them in your schedule. You need to add things that you don't really do daily, or things that are necessary for you. Again, you need to follow this Eisenhower matrix. You need to give them a priority, and when you have some deadline, emergency or client issues, you will convert them into a task, assign them in certain time block, and then when the time block will hit, you will start following them. So this is really necessary. If you do, planning will hardly take you 5 to 10 minutes, but for some people, they have this thing that, okay, if I am planning it for 5 or 10 minutes, it's better to do work and then planning. But let me tell you one thing, if you plan your day, you can also do one thing, that you can plan yesterday. Like before going to sleep, you can plan your day. Also, I generally prefer waking up and then plan my days. It totally depends on you, however you want to do it. But the only thing matter here is you should plan your things in advance, and they will allow you to move faster and more better and more accurate, because you know what is coming, and you know what is coming, so you can plan better. Now the next pointer is benefit of having triggers. Some people really hate these kind of productivity apps and triggers, but there is a benefit of having triggers. What exactly happens when you're working? Suppose you're working on a task for a very long time. You worked for approx 5 hours and you were in a super flow state. Now what happened is, you supposed to be only working for 2 hours on the task because it was not that important for you. It was not the urgent for you, but it was important for you. Suppose you were reading book and you also needed to do some office work. Suppose you're in a work from home condition, and you were reading a book, but you lost in a book and you forgot about doing your company task. Now what will happen is, you will either get a cut off from your salary, or probably you will lose your job if you continue this kind of behavior for a very long time. So to not to do that, you should have some triggers, and that's why it is not sponsored by Tick. That's why I have this Tick. If I added some exact timing here, suppose I added this date and then on time, and I will edit 5 minutes early. Suppose this task start at 1 and I've added 5 minutes early, so I will get a reminder 5 minutes early that I need to do this task. So what will happen is, suppose you were having and you get a notification of ting, then you are looking at your phone and it's like, okay, alright, I got a notification and now I should be working on this task. So triggers actually break your momentum, because you should have some kind of triggers that will break your momentum, and it is really necessary to break your momentum, because you cannot really spend your time doing the fun activity that you like for a very long time, because you need to sustain your job as well. So it's really necessary for you to have some triggers that will remind you to do your task. Alright, move on to the next, is don't overdo it. Also, it is really easy to fall down in this rabbit hole, is overdoing things. Like you started to plan your every single thing in advance, like for a week, for a year. You don't really have to do it. For major of the portion, planning only includes, suppose if I show you this winter goals, I have these goals: learning Go, build at least one microservice based pretty backend, bulk up to 6 kg, build one product, restart habit of reading books, and be better at English speaking. Now what I have done is, I've set my set goals for 3 hours, 3 months. Now I break down my 3 months goal into a weekly habit. Now I break down those weekly habit into a daily habit. So what I've done is I made this so suppose I wanted to learn Go. Go is a pretty subjective topic. So I made this rule of at least learning or coding every single day in Go. It can be in 5 minutes. It can take up to an hour. It doesn't really matter because I just need to do one new thing in Go every single day, or just reading documentation and Go. So suppose I already done the basics of Go. Now I was working on the REST API project for a very long time. Now I am also done with the REST API project. What I will do next? I will make new goal of reading documentation because it is also a part of learning. So you can, this is how you actually break down your bigger goals to a smaller things so that you can plan them. Suppose you want to study a book. So what I will do, instead of making a rule of reading 20 pages daily, you will make a goal of reading 20 minutes daily or 10 minutes daily or at least 2 pages daily. You will make a smallest goal possible for your day, so that even if you're having on a verge of losing every single thing, you will at least do your task. What usually happens is people make too big goals of like completing a book every single week, and you will eventually do it. When I was in this reading book for a very long time, I also used to finish a book in 3 days or 4 days of a span. But since you cannot do it, since you want to do it on a daily basis, you want to make a habit out of it, the only thing necessary is here that you are training your brain to do things. So it's really necessary not to overdo it. Also making your task pretty less or pretty easy to achieve in starting, at least, so that you can focus on more complex tasks. You can see, I even though I am using this app for almost 3 years, I still keep this pretty cluttered list. And I also divide task into a different things like programming, work and career, project, body. This is another project, this is another stuff. Windark, money, college, journal reflection, life and personal, research and knowledge hub. This is where I add my knowledge, whatever I've gone through, meetings and ideas, backlogs. Backlogs, or some days are still zero because I don't really have anything someday next on hold, because I am pretty efficient with the planning now that I don't really need to use this. If I wanted to show you one of the busy week, then this is how one of the busy week looks like. I had my peanut butter bread, then I had some call. I need to have some oats preparation and also have to eat those rice soya paneer. This thing is only there for 1 or 2 times because it was really necessary, because I wanted to do the bulk habit. So suppose you are introducing a new habit, then you can add this reminder. That way you can follow your things and you won't be overdoing your things as well. Number 8, follow the system, not the emotion. It's also necessary that you at the end following your system more than your emotion. Uh, Sometimes happen, like yesterday I slept for only 4 hours and I was not really in a mood of doing any task. Like I didn't wanted to do co-learning. I also didn't wanted to do book reading. But what eventually end up happening is there was some production issue, and that's why I need to fix them earlier. So I spent most of my time doing those tasks, and I skipped my book reading habit yesterday, and instead I did the Go language learning part, because for me book reading is something that is not that necessary than learning Go, because I used to read a lot of books. I have already have approx 50 books in my library as of now, and I've read over 200 books. So for me book reading is something that I've done for a very long time. I can skip. But there is learning Go is something that I want to do daily because I'm really liking it. So I choose to do Go instead of reading book. So you need to sacrifice some other thing to do one task at some days. Also follow your system, not emotion, is really necessary, because if you are following your emotion, you won't be doing anything, because your emotions are not that stable, but your system is stable, and your system has decided that you will achieve this thing by the end of the 3 months. If I want to give you an example, if I am following my system for the 25 days now, and I have gained approx 4 kg of weight. I started on 53 kg and my goal is 60 kg, and I have already gained 56. I weighed my yesterday and I got 57 kg. So I have already gained 4 kgs of weight. But why I'm telling you this? I'm telling you this because I have gained 4 kg of weight in a month, and the last time I was doing it passively for the 9 months and I only gained 6 kgs. Can you see the difference? in the 9 months, I gained only 6 kgs because I was doing it passively. I was not planning it. I was not doing anything. It was just in my head that I need to bulk. But when I actually decided to be serious and I started added into my schedule, and I started following my schedule instead of my emotion, then I made a super serious progress of gaining 4 kg weight in a single month. Like, this is some interesting stuff that you should be looking for, because I was also the person who never used to sleep for 8 hours. I used to either not sleeping or either sleeping 15 hours or 12 hours on the weekend. This is how I used to sleep, but now it is pretty consistent. So you need to follow your system, and they will eventually improve your emotions as well. You will tend to be like, okay, I need to follow this because it will give me better sleep at night. Right. The next is using a stopwatch or a Pomodoro timer. So whenever you are doing something and it's also necessary for you to track, it gives some kind of dopamine to your brain. Like, suppose I am doing this time management video. I have assigned this a block, but I started a little late, and then I started this stopwatch here. You can also do a Pomodoro timer here, which works in reverse, where you set a timer for 25 minutes or 30 minutes and you start working on it. This is pretty subjective. You can research about it. It is easy. It's more about dopamine. I will probably cover it into the next video because the video is already 26 minutes long. The final is glimpse of progress. See, I guess I already covered it. This point I was trying to make is 8 hours. I will also tell you one super secret thing is keep your phone notification off. Most of the things. If I tend to show you one thing that I would like to show you my WhatsApp is just a second. Alright, I will show you my WhatsApp. This is how my WhatsApp looks like. It only have two contacts. The first one is me and the second one is my college group, because there is the exam announcement and other necessary things comes. So why my WhatsApp looks like this? Not only WhatsApp, my Instagram is also something like this. I took a screenshot. Let me show you. There are 1600 messages on my Instagram because I don't really have turned on my Instagram notification. The only reason is whenever you will get a trigger from this Q3, this interruption, you need to minimize these interruption as much as possible, because you will have notification coming from your app, maybe from your to-do app, because that is the trigger you need so that you can switch your task. But if you got a random notification from WhatsApp, now what will happen is you will look at your notification and you will lose your focus. So I don't really want to lose my focus. So what I did is I removed all of every single one and put them in archive. So if there is super necessary stuff that they want me to do or is going on or is really necessary, then they directly call me or either tag me in the group, so I will get the notification. Now, if somebody will tag you in a group, you will get notification in WhatsApp regardless if you have archived them or not. I most of the time mute most of the groups and only do unmuting of the group that are really necessary, even in archive. So there are two things. One is archive, one is muting things. If you mute a group, you won't get notification even if they tag you. But if you put a group in archive, if they mention you, you will get the notification. So I follow this strategy so that I will be only interrupted if there is something really necessary going on while keeping my phone to my side. Or if you cannot really archive your friends or your family or anyone, then you should switch off your phone for the entire duration of your task so that you can focus on the task, because you need to be efficient as much as possible. I know this keeping your phone on silent and stuff will give you a lot of FOMO. I probably will make another video on this, that how I did it and how I'm doing it for a year without skipping my exam, without losing my friends and without losing the fun, and I'm still able to do digital minimalism. Do let me know. And that is all for today's video, and I hope this video helped you in a way so that you can manage your time. And this video was not sponsored. These are the things that I do to follow my schedule and are giving me the best result as of now. I will probably play around with them and make a video in future of what I have learned. But the only thing matter here is just wake up at a fixed time and sleep at a fixed time. Rest of the things you can plan on the go and can do. So that is all. Thanks for watching and bye bye.